are watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
Welcome to Healthy Germantown. I'm Steve Wilensky, Human Resources Director for our city, co-chair of the Wellness Council, and your host for this program. Our goal is simple: to inspire each one of us to make healthy living a daily habit. Each month, we share practical information to support your physical activity, to encourage healthier food choices, and to increase awareness for all the amenities we can choose from in this special place we call home. Today's show checks all the boxes. Syrena Flowers is with us from the Governor's Foundation for Health and Wellness to discuss the Healthier Tennessee project. For many of us, December means spending time with family and friends, and it often includes holiday presents and holiday cooking. To help us with some healthy holiday gift ideas, Janie Day and Michelle McDonnell join us from the Germantown Area Chamber of Commerce with some unique items you can buy right here in our city. Now, if you're thinking about food, we have a healthy brownie recipe coming up in our Ask the Expert segment. And, backed by popular demand, Whole Foods health educator Jason Autry will make a savory vegetable tart you might just add to your holiday traditions. But first, Germantown is proud to be the first city in West Tennessee designated by the Governor's Foundation for Health and Wellness as a Healthier Tennessee community. Together, Healthy Germantown and the Governor's Foundation are encouraging people to take control of their health through physical activity, nutritious eating, and smoking cessation. With us today is the Foundation's West Tennessee Regional Director, Syrena Flowers, who supports Healthier Tennessee counties and cities throughout our region. Her goal is to grow the network of Healthier Tennessee communities, one county, one city, one neighborhood at a time. Syrena, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Steve.
So let's begin with the end in mind. What one thing do you want every citizen in Germantown to know and remember about Healthier Tennessee?
Well, a lot of times when people want to make a health change in their lives, they always think that it has to be expensive or hard or something that's going to take a lot of time. And that's simply just not the case. With Healthier Tennessee tools, first, they're free on our website, and they make small, simple health habits in your life to make it easy to make the healthy choice. So something that every person can do regardless of age, in your business, in your church, and in your families.
So you mentioned habits. So tell us briefly about Streaks for Small Starts, because that's really the key to the habits and the expansion of Streaks for Small Starts, which now includes Small Starts for Families.
So Streaks for Small Starts is our phone application. You can download it on the app or Android store for free, and it includes 50 to 60 small health tips that you can choose to enable in your daily life, whether that's choosing to take the stairs or drink more water, cutting out sugary drinks, kind of whatever health habit you want to start in your daily life. You can interact with people in your community and all across Tennessee, building up points, really bringing in that social aspect to keep you accountable for your health habits. Now, Small Starts for Families is relatively new. It's only been out a couple of months, and it takes it a step further. So this is currently only available online, but you can go in and customize it specifically for your family. So whether you have a newborn or a child in high school, figuring out what steps it's going to take for your family to become healthier through healthy eating, including more physical activity, or even sleeping better.
So there would be an example or two of one of the habits that would show up in the Small Starts for Families?
It is. Small Starts for Family is also unique in that it includes videos and articles from all across the internet to help enable you to help those healthy habits.
So, Syrena, we have a 2-year designation as a Healthier Tennessee community, and we want to keep that designation. So tell us, what do we have to do?
So first of all, to be a Healthier Tennessee community, each county or city has to have 3 initiatives around physical activity, 3 around nutrition, and 1 around tobacco. So obviously Germantown has already been designated, and they've done that for the first year. But you have to continue to grow, getting more citizens involved in Healthy Germantown, like you're doing through your TV show, or getting more access to your social media Facebook page. I know the council is also working on getting more bike-friendly restaurants and businesses across Germantown. So just keeping those initiatives and projects going to keep that 2-year designation.
Right. And this project, it started from the governor's office. Why is the governor's office so passionate about this particular project? What is it about the health status of our citizens here in Tennessee?
Well, you know, Tennessee for the past 20 years has constantly ranked in the bottom 10 as far as least healthy states in the nation. Every year, Tennessee spends around $6 billion on health care costs. And the governor knew that if we ever wanted to attract more jobs to Tennessee, if we wanted to spend more money on education, that we had to get those health care costs down. And he wanted to do it through a grassroots movement. So every community, they know their community best. So by going at it through a mayor's perspective, through a Chamber of Commerce office, coordinated school health, bringing all of those players to the table, really engaging each and every citizen, we know that we're going to make Tennessee a healthier place. And we have. Currently in the past 2 years, Tennessee's obesity rates have declined by 4 points, and Tennesseans are getting more physical activity than they ever have before. And that's not just for us from the Governor's Foundation, but from all different partners across Tennessee. So that's why the governor is so passionate about it. He knows that if we can get more Tennesseans healthy, get them more physically active, they're going to have less absenteeism in the workforce, they're going to have less absenteeism in school, they're going to have a better mental health capacity, and they're going to make Tennessee a better place to live.
So what's next for Healthier Tennessee?
Healthier Tennessee will continue to focus on Healthier Tennessee communities. Currently we have 61 across the state, and we would love to have 1 in every 95 counties by the end of 2018. We'll continue to work in schools and promote small starts for families.
Fantastic. Well, we want to thank you for being here today. It's been terrific to have you and to have your support from our inception on our Wellness Council and attending every one of our wellness meetings.
It's glad to be here.
Thanks. Part of being healthy is making good food choices while still allowing yourself an occasional treat. In this month's Ask the Expert segment, Methodist nutritionist Allison Kent Bray answers one of your questions on healthy treats for the holiday season.
And the question I have is, can somebody possibly make a healthy brownie that tastes good?
A healthy brownie recipe that actually tastes good. There are many different ways we can improve the healthfulness of our sweets. Doing things like substituting part or all of the white flour for whole grain pastry flour can increase the fiber content. We can do other things like substituting eggs with wheat germ, ground flaxseed, applesauce, things like that. Ellie Krieger is a dietitian who has recipes and cookbooks and a great website, and she offers a really good recipe for triple chocolate brownies. And she substituted some of the fat with Greek yogurt. She's used whole grain pastry flour and unsweetened cocoa in the recipe.
Welcome back to Healthy Germantown. I'm your host, Steve Wilensky. The Germantown Area Chamber of Commerce is dedicated to promoting a vibrant business environment by cooperative interaction among business, government, and community. Joining us today from the Germantown Area Chamber to share some healthy gift ideas from Chamber member businesses are Executive Director Janie Day and Community Relations Director Michelle McDonnell. Hello.
Hello. Hi. Glad to be here. Thank you.
Let's start with you, Janie.
Okay.
Can you explain the connection between the growing health and wellness movement and the vision of the Chamber of Commerce?
You know, when we worked on the council and worked on Germantown Forward 2030, we knew right then that the Germantown Chamber really needed to get involved because we are so connected to the businesses and the community. So we jumped in immediately with having a Health and Wellness Expo in 2016, which again we will have in April of 2017. So that's one of the things that we're going to do, and it was a great expo because it was interactive. We had businesses that were doing vein checks. We had, I won't go into the medical part, that's probably not necessary, but this year we will have the mobile mammogram, and we will also have from Methodist, they're coming with a large brain that you can actually walk through, kind of like a moon bounce, only it's a brain, and it's going to be outside and very, very interesting. And so it's not just the medical part of it, but also we are going to be talking about all the rides and all the businesses that are moving into Germantown, exercise from yoga to Pure Bar to Cycle Bar, whatever you really want, it will actually be there, and we're a big part of that.
It's almost here in multiples.
It is, exactly, exactly, from the athletic center to all, and it's just growing. I see a lot of exercise places coming in for everybody, even seniors. We have a great senior exercise to keep everybody balanced and moving, and so we're very involved in all of those businesses, connecting the seniors and all the people with the businesses that are coming in.
So all ages and wellness takes us
Exactly.
into the holiday season, doesn't it?
It does.
Now, Shop Germantown has been a long-time theme of the Chamber, but what would be some good ideas to help get us started, I guess with wellness in mind?
Well, I think for beginners, those that are just starting to work out, I would maybe recommend or encourage perhaps a book. If somebody's interested in running, maybe how to learn to train for a 5K run. We've got the Germantown Half Marathon and the Germantown Mayor's Cup 5K run in March. So perhaps a book for the beginner, teaching them how to train properly without injury. And of course, proper gear and clothing. This time of year, you need to have the right hats, gloves, tights, jackets to survive, some of the colder days or rainy days even. So for the beginners, I would definitely recommend just whatever of interest they have. Perhaps a book easily picked up at the Germantown Community Library, purchased online, and then of course the proper gear. And then of course for those that are maybe more advanced in their exercise, Costco, Verizon, the Apple Store, all here in the Germantown area. They've got some great gadgets, whether it be heart rate monitors, mileage tracking, for their bikes or for their watches, and just calorie counters. So everybody loves a good gadget, even whether they're beginners or advanced.
And we've become a big-time biking community.
Yes, we have. Lots of great roads and greenways to ride on.
So the Chamber's been an excellent partner for us as part of the Healthier Tennessee project. What do you see ahead for wellness and the relationship with us in 2017?
I see a lot of the businesses who are coming in here doing business with each other, and I see Bikes Plus, for example, getting with Iron Tribe, which is a new business that has come in, and they're training for specific activities, and I see more and more bicycles. And we have trails for that. Not only do we have the bike lanes now on most of the Germantown roads, but I just see all the businesses connecting. So you get to a certain area and we have all of them doing business with each other, from either shopping and then using that activity or that monitor, whatever you're doing, to increase the activities. So more yoga places are coming in, and I just see them training for certain areas, and you need massages, you need all the activities before and after, and that's exactly what all the people are seeing in Germantown, definitely connecting with each other.
So before we run out of time, you chose health and wellness as the focus of our upcoming 2017 Chamber magazine. What's the release date of the magazine? And I know you're excited about this edition, and I think that's what you've shared here today. Why? Why now? Why wellness? Why Germantown and this relationship with the Chamber?
Well, I think when Governor Haslam tapped Germantown to be one of the healthier communities in Tennessee, at that point we thought, let's do several things. But one of the things we're very excited about is a magazine. You ask when it comes out. It's February 2nd, which is our celebration of excellence, where we celebrate in the Chamber this year at 2016. So at that point, we are very excited about the magazine because it is health and wellness theme and focus through the entire magazine. There's a thread for that.
So for more information about all of these businesses, we can find them on your website, we can find them on the Chamber's website.
Correct.
We are out of time. And I thank you guys for being here so much with us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you'd like more information about the Germantown Area Chamber of Commerce and the businesses we spoke about today, as I said, visit the germantownchamber.com. We're back after this.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 68 children is diagnosed with autism. That's about a 30% increase in 2 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
This new mom is struggling to get the skates just right. And now she's holding on for dear life. Her kids can see she may have broke her knees. They still love her though she looks like she's attacked by killer bees. I'm allergic. Proof you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
You are watching Germantown Municipal Television, your source for everything Germantown.
Welcome back. Our Healthy Germantown crew spent some time at Whole Foods with their healthy eating educator, Jason Autry. Jason prepared a savory vegetable tart to add a healthy item to the holiday traditions of our viewers.
Oh, hello neighbor. I was just sitting over here at the holiday table planning my Thanksgiving feast, and I was thinking about maybe making some of it on my own as well. Now, of course, I'm going to let the chefs here do a lot of the work, but I was inspired as I came in by some of these seasonal ingredients, and I want to go see what we can make to add to some new traditions to our traditional feast. I've got a great idea for a savory vegetable tart, and we're going to use these butternut squash and these beautiful, unusual delicata squash in that tart. There are a couple foods that I try to tell everyone to eat every single day. Among them is anything from the allium family, your onions, your garlic, and your leeks. So I think these leeks are going to be perfect in our tart. Another one of those foods we should try to get a serving of every day for their anti-cancer and immune-boosting properties is mushrooms. They're also a great source of vitamin D. And we've got a whole bunch of nice varieties here. I'm going to go with the traditional cremini, which is a baby portobello. We'll get some shiitakes, a few of the classic white button, and look at this. Fresh chanterelles. This is something you don't see every day, so I'm going to take advantage of this offering here, and we're going to put those in our tart as well. It wouldn't be a savory dish without lots of garlic. To round out our plant-strong harvest vegetable tart, I'm going to use some of these tricolor quinoa. This is a complete plant protein, and it's also going to be very filling and satisfy even the hungriest of your guests. While we're here in the bulk section, we're also going to pick up everything we need to make a very simple, very healthy crust for our tart. We're going to get a couple tablespoons of flaxseed, and we're also going to use some fresh almonds. Since it's the holidays, I'm going to take that extra effort to make everything from scratch today, including the almond meal for our crust. You could just get some almond meal in a package, but I've got a Vitamix at home, and in just a few seconds we can have this fresh made. Our last stop on this shopping trip is going to be the international aisle. That might sound a little strange since we're cooking for Thanksgiving dinner, but there's a couple items over here that should be a staple of any healthy pantry. One of them is liquid aminos. We're going to use this instead of using salt or soy sauce in our dish to give it a nice, deep, savory flavor and also add some essential aminos into the finished product. We're also going to pick up some nutritional yeast. This is my secret ingredient for making things taste really rich and almost cheesy without adding any dairy to our dish. All right, everybody, we've got a basket full of seasonal vegetables and all the ingredients we're gonna need. So let's go on back to the kitchen and start cooking. Well, all right, Germantown, here we go. We've got all our ingredients, a bunch of wonderful seasonal healthy options here that we're gonna try to make a new tradition for our Thanksgiving or our holiday tables. So our harvest vegetable tart is gonna start with the crust. And our crust is very simple today. We're gonna use a couple of my favorite superfoods. One of them is almonds. And I've taken these almonds and I've actually made an almond meal. If you wanted to take a shortcut, you could just purchase some almond flour or almond meal. But if you have a powerful blender like a Vitamix, just a handful of almonds in that blender for about 10 seconds and you've got your own homemade. And then it's made from scratch, which things always taste better when you make them from scratch. So we're gonna use our almond meal. We've got a cup and a half here. And now we need a binder to hold this together or else our crust is just gonna fall apart. So today what I'm gonna use is another superfood. This is flaxseed, which I also ground up in the Vitamix. I've got about 2 tablespoons here. I'm gonna put that in. And then we're just gonna add a little bit of water. And I'm just gonna add a little bit at a time. And then I've washed my hands, but then we're gonna get them dirty. So you just gotta get your hands in here and mash it all together. And as you're doing this, you'll find it gets really sticky. That's a good thing. But we don't want the end product to be too sticky. If it's sticking to your fingers, it means add a little more water. All right, as you can see, it's starting to come together. And now we're just gonna make this into a nice ball. But I think we've got it just about right. So now I've got us a nice little ball here. And I'm gonna kind of smash this out flat. And what I'm gonna use today is a pie plate. So now we're gonna start it right in the middle and just press out towards the sides. And then you just want to kind of push it up around the edges here. All right, here we go. It's not pretty yet, but once we bake it, it's going to be beautiful. Now we're just going to take our crust, and we've got an oven in the back preheated to 375 degrees, and we're going to bake this for about 10 to 15 minutes, just until it's dry in the center and it starts to brown around the top edge. While that's happening, we'll prepare our filling. So the main ingredients here today are going to be these leeks. We're going to start with those by just trimming the roots off. We won't need that. And then we're going to split it lengthwise. All right, so now we've got these in half, and we're just going to cut them into thin slices. Now, we're just going to add these leeks into a large saucepan. One thing that really inspired this dish was these chanterelle mushrooms. You won't find these most places, but we've got some fresh ones here at the store, so I thought I'd go ahead and throw them in. These are positively decadent and going to really add a nice touch to our creminis and our good old white button mushrooms. So I've already sliced some of these. We'll toss them in right now. All right, so that's the basics of our filling. That's going to be the bulk of it. And these are going to be the plant-strong vegetable parts of it. So we've got our 3 types of mushrooms and our leeks in here. And we're just going to take these over here and we're going to saute them down until they're brown and softened. So today we're going to do a water saute. The vegetables themselves have just about enough water to cook them up just fine, especially since we're going to bake them later. Now we're just going to keep sauteing these for about 10 minutes. You'll see that the mushrooms start to release their water, and so do the leeks. And after about 8 minutes, they'll start to caramelize a little bit. They'll get brown around the edges and they'll start to soften. And that's when you know you're on the right track. Of course, we always season during the cooking process with a little black pepper. And most of you would say we also need salt, but I'm going to disagree. We do need that flavor, but today we're going to use something called liquid amino acids. This is a soy sauce substitute that has a lot of health benefits. It's going to add that savory saltiness to our dish without adding any extra sodium. Another wonderful health food, garlic, which is also delicious. I've pre-cooked some rainbow quinoa. This is a wonderful, it's actually a seed, but we treat it like a grain, and this is actually going to give you some great plant protein. Put that in there. Perhaps my favorite of the seasonal ingredients is this butternut squash. Put them right in here. We're also going to add some fresh sage, some sherry vinegar for that acidity, about a tablespoon more of the ground flaxseed, and my not so secret ingredient, this is a nutritional yeast. It's a deactivated yeast, so make sure you get nutritional and not brewer's yeast. It'll be a very different product. But this is going to add a wonderful Parmesan flavor to our dish. And this is going to be the thing that tricks even the meat eaters into believing that this couldn't possibly be a vegan dish. Sometimes the word vegan scares people away, so I don't say that. I call it plant strong. So I've put about a tablespoon in here, and I'm going to save the other for our topping. So we're going to take our crust here, and we're going to fill it up with our vegetable mixture. All right, we're just going to take our filling and just press it down into the crust. Spread it all around till it's nice and smooth. Now we just need to decorate it. I always like to garnish with something that's going to be beautiful and nutritious. So I've got another one of our seasonal vegetables, the delicata squash. This one's great because the thin on it is actually quite delicate. So we can cut it really thin, we don't have to peel it, and it's got this nice little ridge to it. So it's going to put some, it's going to be a pretty texture on top. Kind of looks like flowers. So you can just arrange this however you want. This is a great opportunity to get the kids involved because they love to decorate things, and just kind of press it down into our filling. And voila, we have a harvest vegetable tart ready to go in the oven. So we're going to go put this in the oven for about 30 to 45 minutes, just until the squash on top gets soft and the edges start to brown a little bit. And then we'll have a wonderful, plant-strong, nutrient-dense dish to add to our holiday table, potentially making a new holiday tradition. Okay, I'm back from the kitchen where our tart has been baked, and it looks delicious. I did garnish it a little bit with some of those fresh sage leaves just to make it a little more pretty. And now, I think Steve back at the studio wants to try some, so let's cut him a slice. And here it is. Hope you enjoy it, Steve.
We provided this recipe along with special diet and nutritional information for educational purposes on healthygermantown.com. I'd like to thank Syrena, Janie, and Michelle for being here, and thanks to Whole Foods and Jason Autry for allowing us to record in their Germantown store. If you'd like more information about this or any other show on Germantown Municipal Television, please visit www.gmtvonline.org. Keep it healthy, Germantown, and we'll see you next month to kick off the new year.